Okay. Thank you very much. Can you see the screen? Is the screen visible? Guys, can you guys see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, great. All right. All right. So today we are going to talk about Matplotlib. In the last class, in the last two classes, we have been a little bit dabbling in AI, talking about the stuff that we need to do the artificial intelligence part of artificial intelligence part, implement some projects and stuff. So in the last two classes, we talked about NumPy and pandas, right? Today we are going to talk about Matplotlib. So like I said before, Matplotlib is something that is very much used to implement the data visualization part of AI, because whenever you have data, it is always required that you try to visualize the data, because data in its raw form are just numbers, right? Data in its very raw form, it's just a set of numbers, right? And computers are good at reading numbers, but we are not that good at reading numbers, because we need some processing for that. And for that purpose only, what if we can see the numbers in certain space, and we try to visualize it from there, we try to find some kind of pattern from there. And this is something that we kind of some like we think we can do, okay? Because like for example, if you consider the situation, say, I don't know if you have done this, but I when I was a child, uh, I used to sit outside in the in the balcony or something, and I used to look into the stars, and we see some. So we try to make some shape out of the stars, right? That is how the name of the constellations are coming, isn't it? Constellations are coming from those names, isn't it? So for example, like Aries is there, or like other like Sagittarius is there, or all these constellations are there. So this pattern making idea of of human are very strong, right? So that is why we can see the stars, and we can make some shapes out of them, and we then name them, isn't it? And this is what we can do with data also, not making the shapes out of them and naming them, but we can find out some characteristics from the visualization of the data itself. And for that purpose, the data visualization plays an essential part in data science and artificial intelligence, which by the way goes side by side. So that is why we are going to talk about Matplotlib. Okay, we are going to talk about Matplotlib today, and we'll try to find out different things and different types of plot that are available in Matplotlib. And we will also try to create some graphs on our own, okay, using the data. So data in its raw form are numbers, and whenever we try to plot the numbers, to visualize the numbers, we get some very interesting results. So data visualization is a practice of visualizing data in graphs, or like icons or presentation or more. It is the most commonly used to translate complex data into digestible insights for a non-technical audience. Now, this is very interesting thing. So data visualization is nothing but we try to visualize the data. We try to represent the data in graphs. So I hope you guys have already got graphs. Some of you might have drawn some graphs using XY coordinates, and like icons are there. Like for example, you see the icon and you can recognize that, okay, this is this app, like that. Or like presentations that I'm giving right now, all these things. So these are some of the things that actually attracts audience. Okay, this actually attracts audience. And if I can put something here in this blank space that actually can provide some insight even to the non-technical audience, that audience who does not know anything about technology, anything about the internals of technology, not technology, internals of the technology, what is happening inside there. if we can help them understand what is happening there without giving all the technical details, like I'm writing this program is getting executed, the computer is translating the program to its machine understandable code, all these things without putting all these things in the table. If we can help the user understand understand the data, understand the stuff, whatever that is happening, that will be very much useful, right? Now, even for the technical or the non-technical, whatever audience they may be, they will be very easily able to understand. And when they can understand, they can interpret, they can deduct some knowledge out of it, they can find some knowledge out of it. And when they can find the knowledge out of it, that is useful, that becomes very useful. So data visualization is nothing but the practice of visualizing data in graphs, icons, presentations, and more. And it is most commonly used to translate complex data into digestible insights for the non-technical audience. Okay. And it is kind of storytelling with data. It is kind of storytelling with data, using the data to tell a story. Okay, how we are going to learn in the next few slides. So Matplotlib is a comprehensive library for creating static. That means the graph will not make any kind of movements and stuff. Animated, you can also make graphs that actually moves, like you can create some 3D graphs and everything. And you can also create some interactive visualizations in Python. So what we do with Matplotlib, we use Matplotlib to create static or animated or and interactive visualizations. We help the user understand the data better by using this kind of visualizations. It tries to make easy things easy and hard things possible. You can generate plots, histogram, power spectra, bar charts, error charts, scatter plots, etc. using a few lines of code. Okay, so the power of Matplotlib is not like having some graphs, some sophisticated graphs and everything. Okay, nice interactive graph, we can move on it. Okay, and with just a few lines of code. So installing Matplotlib is very easy. You can go for pip install Matplotlib, or let me add one more line right here, that is conda install Matplotlib. So I will just write conda install Matplotlib. Okay, so this is another one. Pip install Matplotlib and conda install Matplotlib. So if you are using pip, if you are using terminal, then go for pip install Matplotlib. If you are using Anaconda based, then you go for conda install Matplotlib. So this is installing. Now importing Matplotlib. So importing Matplotlib is very easy. The alias for Matplotlib that generally is used is PLT, but that is not necessary. You can give your own names also. In aliases like PLT and stuff, you can give your own name. So import matplotlib.pyplot. Not import Matplotlib as PLT. Import matplotlib.pyplot. So inside the Matplotlib folder, there is a subfolder called pyplot. And we are not accessing the whole Matplotlib right now. We are accessing only the pyplot subfolder. I'm just saying the idea is folders so that you can understand it easily. But here it is inside the Matplotlib package. There is a library called pyplot, and we are accessing that pyplot here. Okay, as PLT. Whenever you plot with Matplotlib, the two main code lines should be number one, type of graph. What type of graph that you are going to get? What type of graph you are going to try? That is the type of graph. First one. Second one is showing the graph. It is very important because Matplotlib can easily plot a graph. Okay, that is not an issue at all. You can easily plot a graph using Matplotlib, but you have to show the graph. You have to write the command to show the graph so that you can see the visualization. Matplotlib will create the visualization, but unless and until you explicitly tell Matplotlib to show the graph, it won't show. So you have to use this one. If you first take the type of graph and then you go for the showing the graph. Okay, so these two main code lines should be there. Now we'll see in the following section. Okay, now we move on to the graph, but understand the basics of Matplotlib. You have any questions? In the meantime, I'll just open the collab platform. Yeah, sure. So go for it.
I had a question, like you said we are just importing a part of Matplotlib, that is the plot. So isn't my Matplotlib only exclusively used for plotting graphs, or is there any other use?
I know the plotting graph part is the main use for Matplotlib right now. Because obviously my knowledge is obviously limited, but what I'm trying to say here is that, hello, can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, sorry for that. So as far as I know, Matplotlib are being used for plotting the graphs only. Okay, like data visualization, like I told you. So have you ever tried data visualization?
As in?
Have you like tried to plot some graphs and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have tried, right? So basic use is data visualization. Okay. Now let's try to plot some graph. In the last class we talked about some pandas, and today we are going to talk about Matplotlib. I'll just delete all these things. Okay, just delete all these things. Okay, done. Just a second. Yeah, meanwhile let me connect. Okay, all right. So coming to the line graph, the first one that I wanted to talk about is like a line graph on everything. So line graphs are used to track changes over short or and long periods of time, like changes to a particular thing over a short or long periods of time. Okay, that means based on the time we can create the graph. So how may I hope all of you are accustomed with this kind of plotting. I hope all of you guys know about this plotting. If you don't, just let me know. Okay, just let me know. I will discuss about it in detail. But for now, understand that line graphs are used to track the change, what kind of change that are coming over time or some other constraints. Okay, suppose I'm changing the input, what kind of change is coming on the output of the program? We can track that, right? We can change the input, and for that particular input, obviously there will be some kind of corresponding output, right? So based on that, we can track the change. So this is what line graph does. Line graph tries to plot the change over certain period of time. Okay, and this is the very simple code to create the plot. So the default graph style for plotting is line graph, obviously. So we simply use plt.plot, the function that we use, plt.plot. So let's put them there. First we have to import Matplotlib. See right here, it is coming matplotlib.pyplot as plt. So I'm importing it. It's good. Okay, next what I'm going to do, I need to plot something. Now when I need to plot something, what we need to do, we need to have some data. Without data, we cannot plot anything, right? That is simply redundant. So what we can do is we need to get some data. So let me just get some data x, what are the values of x? Say this one. Okay, sure. 0. Let's not put 0. 1, 2, sorry, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 11, 23, 12. Let's not put 23, 35, and so on. These are some random values, by the way. Y 0, 1, okay, sure, 1, 4, 16, 32, 64, 128. Two more points. How many points are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's not put huge numbers. 16, 5, 8. Okay, 36. Okay, sure. Let's try this. Yeah, fine, works. Next one. We'll try to plot this. So what we need to do is we need to call this alias like this one, PLT here. We write the PLT, then we put the dotted point, decimal the dot, and we put the word plot. And inside plot, we need to give the plot values, X and Y. So I'm considering this X made X list and Y list, and I'm putting them as like this. Okay. So I'll just execute it. Okay, there is some error coming. Okay, I think there are some errors. Yeah, right here. I put an extra values. Sorry for that. Guess I put an extra value. Yeah, I just execute it. Yeah, sure. Still the error is coming. Okay. Shapes. Just a second, let me check. Just hold on. Let me just check one thing. Okay, why is length of y showing 9? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Fine. So here, since I'm using Google Colab, I'm getting the plot directly. Okay, plt.plot x comma y is showing me the plot. All right. And for each value of x, there is a corresponding value of y. All right. The scaling is happening on its own. The Matplotlib library, the plot function is automatically scaling the values to get our results. Okay, that is why for this axis, these are called axis, by the way. This one horizontal one is called x-axis, and this one is called y-axis. We usually call them that, but these are the axis. So in the axis of the graph, you can see that in the this vertical axis, you are getting 0, 10, 20, 30, 40 like that. In the horizontal axis, you are getting 0, 5, 10 like that, right? And this plotting is happening based on these points. All right. So the first point here is 1, 1. The second point here is 2,4. So 2,4 we are getting right here, 2,4, and the connecting line from 1,1 to 2,4 is getting us the points. Okay, they're getting us the line graph. So like this is a line graph. All right. So if you have any questions, you can ask. If you want to know about the error that was coming, is that the x-axis and the y-axis, that means the x values and the y values of the graph has to be same, and that is, has to be of equal length. Okay, that means if you are putting 10 11 values inside the x graph, you have to put 11 values in the y graph or y part also. Yes, Siddharth, please.
How would you define Stack Overflow?
Sorry.
How would you define Stack Overflow?
Stack Overflow.
Yeah.
Define Stack Overflow.
Yeah, like what is Stack Overflow?
Oh, Stack Overflow. Yeah. So yeah, that's a very good, interesting and good question. Yeah, I like it. So Stack Overflow is one of my best friend. It is actually one of every computer science student's best friend, by the way. So Stack Overflow is a website. It's a community-based website, basically, where you can post some programming related questions, programming related, or in general, like computer science related questions also. You can put that question, you can create an account, you can put that question, and someone from the community will respond to your question. Okay, suppose you are getting some error. Okay, you are getting some kind of error. You can search that error in Stack Overflow, or you can put that error in Stack Overflow as well. If your question is not available in the Stack Overflow, you can put that question up, and one of your peer, one of your community member will respond to that. Okay, you can expect to get some response. So did you understand what I said, Siddharth?
Yeah, because when the error just came, it was
You got
showing
that, like
Stack.
search Stack Overflow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is why Collab is directly asking that, can you solve the error, or should I go search in Stack Overflow? It's actually very helpful website, by the way, because the community is so strong. Computer science community overall is so strong and supporting that if you are getting an error, chances are that someone else is also getting the same error, and you can ask the person the same about the error using this community. All right, who will answer the question? I don't know, you also don't know, but your question might and most probably will get answered. So if you get any programming question, you can ask them. Let me just show you the website. Stack Overflow. Yeah, hello, best friend. So this one, Stack Overflow, you can just ask the question and you can get the answer. All right, so did you get what I said? Said that?
Yeah.
Do you want me to paste this link?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm pasting this link for you guys, this one. So if you get any errors while you are coding or something, you can just put that question here. No need to put the question here also. You'll get the answer right here. Let me just put here, like, everyone. Yeah, this is Stack Overflow. Okay, all right. So we can move on from Stack Overflow, obviously. Okay. Any more questions regarding the pie plot, not Stack Overflow? Anyone having any question?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, all right. So next one is line graph. I hope you understood. This is one functionality that this Matplotlib offers. Second one is bar graph. So bar chart or bar graph looks like this. There is a bar for every value, and you get some kind of results. Okay, so a bar graph is a graph that shows complete data with rectangular bars, and the heights of the bar is proportional to the value that they represent. Okay, for example, suppose I'm taking the height of, suppose like 5 or 6 students. Okay, 5 students, the A B C D E. So for the 5 student, the height is something like this, like 5 feet, 6 feet, 3 feet, 7 feet, and one is like 2 feet. I'm just saying, it's an example, don't take it seriously. So what you can do is you can compare the heights, or you can compare the values, the corresponding values about of that particular uh, set of data, and you can check what kind of trend, what kind of pattern is coming out. For example, by looking at this 5 data, you can easily say, you can easily tell me what is the largest number, right? There are 5 data available. What about if you have like 1,000 data available? It will be very hard for you to read every one of the data, and you cannot tell me, it will be very hard for you, not you cannot tell me, it will be very hard for you to uh, tell me the largest number there is in the 1,000 values. But using the bar graph, you can easily create it. And in bar graph, what we get is we get two sets of values, and using those 2 sets of values, we can the one set of value will be the say name, or the some kind of one set of value will be the entity in simple words, and the other set of value will be the results, or the numbers, values for those particular entities. So let's try it out. And here, as you can see, PLT plot gives us line graph. PLT bar will give us bar graph. Okay, PLT plot gives us line graph. PLT bar plot bar, PLT bar will give us bar chart. Okay, and if you want to if you want to turn this around, if you want to put it like this, say if you want to turn this around like the horizontal bars, if you want, then you can use bar H. H stands for horizontal. So let me just try it out both the codes, then you will understand it better. I'll just change the values. I'll reduce it to say, yeah, 5 values, and here I'll put some numbers, some names, A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, 5 numbers, 5 this one. And here what I'm going to write, instead of plot, I'm going to write bar. So let's see. Here you go. Some kind of values are coming. Oh, sorry, that I didn't execute it. Right. Okay, yeah. See, one for one, the value is nothing. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So A, B, C, D, E. Okay. So if I change this course, like if I write Y first and then X, then this axis will be different. Let me show you. Here, A, B, C, D, E is here, and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is right here. Now you can see for A, the height is the height of the bar is 1. For B, height of the bar is 2. And instead of this one, by looking at this graph only, the bar graph only, you can simply tell which one has the highest value, and you can simply point it out. And this is why bar graphs are useful. It actually tells us about the trend in a very easy manner. All right. Now, if you want to put it in a horizontal mode, let's just write bar H, and you will get a horizontal bar. So this is the horizontal bar. The axis, the image has just been like turned around. You can say that the image has just been turned around. So like this, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is here, ABCD is here, and the graph is bar is coming like this. So this is about bar graph.
Yeah, so like I was trying to make a bar graph like with a relatively large data set, and it had names for the x-axis. So like the names were not coming properly. Like you can see 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5 clearly, right? They were all being all overlapping, and like one couldn't see the names. So how can we correct that?
Didn't understand what you were trying to say.
Like in this graph, scatter plot on the screen, it's graph with a large data set. It had names instead of numbers. For example, for 0, there was a name. For 1, there was a name.
Okay, so your names are not coming properly.
Yeah, they were overlapping. Like there were a lot of names, so they were overlapping. So how should
Yeah,
I
yeah.
correct that?
You can, I think, you can set the, I think you can set the size of the bar graph a little bit larger. Have you tried it?
I didn't know how to increase the size of the bar.
Wait. Let me just find you the code. Yeah, there is a graph. I'm trying to show the okay. Here we go. So like okay. If you they're trying to fix size parameter and they're like doing this one, and here we go. See, can you see here? Hello, so that can you see the screen?
Yeah.
So using this one, can I send the answer?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll send you the answer. So did you understand how I use Stack Overflow?
Yeah.
So I had that question, I simply posted it out, and you can see that someone has already asked that question. Okay, and they already got the answer. Here you go, this one. So I'll just send you the answer. You can click on it. You can see the code is also available here. So fixed size parameter is used in Matplotlib to create a larger size of bar. Okay, bar graph or any graph in that method. So you can use this inch by inch image and get it.
Okay.
Or here it is plt.rc parameters. See, there are lots of things ahead. There are lots of functions are available. The best thing about having an open source language is that anyone can create anything. So you can create lots of things and you can just put it out for the public and they can use it. All right. Anything else? Scatter plot now. In scatter plot, we don't use any kind of bar to show some values. Okay, instead of that, we use we use some points. Okay, we use some dots to represent the values for two different numeric variables. And in scatter plot, you get those values and you can set the size of the plot using the parameter s. You can put the parameter s and you can put an equal and put the values, and you can easily, so then they are putting the y-axis values and then they are putting the other parameters, size and color and stuff. So what I'd suggest is that first you have to put the x values and y values. If you don't put size and color and everything, that is not the issue. Okay, it is not the issue. Those are optional parameters, but you have to give the values so that it can create the plot. So writing here, I'll just I'm going to use the, so let's come up. Let me just execute the code. Here we go. The scatter plot is coming. The color is blue here, right? So these are the values and the plot scatters are coming. And if I set some values right here, right, equals to, let's see if it works. Here we go, red dots. And right, again, if you want to increase the size is a little bit bigger. If you don't put the size parameter, it will adjust the size on its own. See here. So what I'm trying to say here is that scatter plots are nothing but some plots, some some dots that represent the data. Each dot of them represents the data. For example, this one. This one in this y-axis, the value is 1. The x-axis, the value is 1. So this point represents this 1, 1. Next is 2, 4. So 2 here and 4 right here, right below 5. Next is 3, 9. So 3 is here, 10 below 9, below 10, this is 9. 4, 16 in between, above 15, some legends and everything. But this is important, so let's not do that. So this is about scatter plots. Anyone have any questions? All right. Next is histograms, right? Next, what we have? We have histogram. So histogram is nothing but a graphical representation that organize a group of data points into some specific ranges. Here, they're not using any range. There are some range of values, and histogram uses that range of values. Histogram takes as a range of values, and it will plot the results. Okay, there are two arguments, new arguments here also. One is bins. Bins argument is specific to histogram, and it allows the user to get how many bins that you want, right? Like bins, like the buckets. Okay, how many set of values that you want inside, how many buckets that you want to put the set of values, how transparent the values are, you can say, like you can set them. But you don't need them. If you don't need to customize a plot, you don't need those values. You can simply give the value x, and in this among these four arguments, this argument x is the most important one because gives the plot the required data. Okay, so here I'll put it right here. I'll say a equals to just putting some value 50. Okay, now what I'm going to do, plt dot hist. So this hist will give me the histogram. Let's see. Sorry, by mistake I wrote x here. Sorry for that. Okay, so the histogram is coming. Yeah, here you go. These are the values. These are the histograms, and you can define the bucket using bin. Bin, say 4 bits. Color is fine. I can use this color, of course. And I use what do I use? Say alpha, the transparency. For 0.5%. Let's see. Okay, sorry for that. A second. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I should have written bins. Small spelling error here. Here. So this one is first bin. This small one is the second bin. There is nothing in the third bin, and this one is the fourth bin. So like this, the up to 0 to 11, the values are very frequent. So that is why this one is the most colored one. After that, we are not getting so much values within 11 to like 10 to 25. So this is this one is a little bit like small, very small, in fact. Then again, inside after 25 up to 40, nearby 40, we don't have any values, right? Directly from 23, it is jumping to 42. So after 42, there are 3 values. So this bin is a little bit higher. Okay, so this is what, yeah, the alpha is an argument that displays the level of transparency of the data points. So if I don't write alpha, See what happens. Notice what happens. You see how darker these are? If I put alpha, then it will become more transparent. Did you see?
Yeah. So if you try alpha equal,
If you want to, yeah, sorry.
if you write alpha equal to 2, what will happen?
Let's see what happens. The values must be within 0 to 1 range. An error happens. It's dark. Instead, you will see if you put 0.7, you will get more darker shade. Yeah. Did you understand the transparency part?
Yes, sir.
There. Great. So these are the graphs and stuff that I wanted to talk about his Matplotlib in this introductory class, of course. And this is a cheat sheet, by the way. This is the Matplotlib cheat sheet. You can find it in the website also. So you see, so for that, we can use the concept of subplot. Okay, subplots layout. So the layout looks like this. Next one is basic plots. Plot, scatter, bar, IM show. IM show is more short for image show, to show an image. Contour is there for the heat map. Quiver is there. Pie chart is there. Text also you can display, and fill between chart is also there. So this is what is this? The basic plots. Then I've already shown you error bar, hex bin, xcore. All this xcore is the correlation graph, I guess. Yeah, correlation graph. All these things are there. Scales are also there. Projections, you can put some projections also, 3D projections and everything. Colors, these are the colors, color scheme. Legends, that means you can put some name beside the graph also. These are the legends. Tick formatters. All these things are, see how you can see how many all these things are there. So Matplotlib is not a simple visualization library. A very intricate, and it contains a lots of things that you can use. Lots of parameters are there, lots of functions and stuff are there. You can use all of them to get some very nice results. All right. So with that, I'd like to finish off for today. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Do some. Would you guys like to do some? Yes, Siddharth, please.
Will you be doing like the other like box plot and all and the legends?
See, if you see, today was the introductory class, right? So if you guys want to go move forward with all this, then we can move forward. Of course, why not? Let's try it in the next class then. Advanced Matplotlib.
Yeah.
Not advanced, like a little bit advanced.
Yeah.
Works with all of you. Let's try it out. Okay. Fine, then we'll try something out in the next part, next class, and we'll talk about legends and everything. All right. Anything else that you want me to do?
I had some doubts from the last class.
Which one?
Like some doubts from pandas.
Pandas. Okay, so you attended the pandas class, right?
No, I didn't. I think I understand what you're saying.
Let's have a session. Let's discuss it further. Not right now.
Yeah, okay. I have like 1 or 2 doubts. So.
Okay, please tell me.
I was like wondering what's missing data garbage value.
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll tell you. So sometimes what happens is that some data filling up a form. All right. You're filling up a form, and in the form, they have told you that this particular data is not mandatory for you to give. Okay, like say, I'll just use OneNote because I feel comfortable with OneNote. So in some places, you might miss some data. Not you, the one that was designing the name. There's a box for name, and name is made mandatory. Okay, and there is age. Suppose there is age. So am I sharing the screen?
No.
Okay, sorry, I haven't shared the screen yet. Sorry. So this one, there is a name which has been made mandatory, and there is age which has not been made mandatory. So in name is mandatory, so the data that has been given is present. Okay, in the table, if I consider a table for this, like name and age. So for now, someone is putting 24, 25, 16, 17. Suppose this person did not put any age. So this place is not available. So this data is not available to you. And this is what missing data essentially is. Some data deliberately goes missing. So most of the time in transmission, some data goes missing. Okay, or you might forget to put some data. Not you might, as a so the system might